Hello and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to make dairy-free chocolate chip cookies, and this is what they look like. Please preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. We are going to mix together 1¼ cups of flour, that's 187.5 grams, and we're using all-purpose flour or plain flour here. To that, we're going to add in some baking soda and salt. We're going to add ½ teaspoon of baking soda, 3 grams, and ½ teaspoon of salt, 2.5 grams. Mix it together until it's well combined, and then just set that aside. We're going to mix together shortening and 2 types of sugar. We're going to use brown sugar and white sugar. The brown sugar will give chewiness, and the white sugar will give a crisp taste to it. You need ½ cup of vegetable shortening, that's 96 grams, 1/3 cup of white sugar, 67 grams, and 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 56 grams. You want to beat this until it's nice and smooth and creamy, as usual when it comes to making cookies. Next, we're going to crack in 1 large egg, that's 50 grams. And you want to beat it until it's no longer curdled and it all comes together and it looks really nice and smooth, just like this. Once it looks like this, you're going to add in your vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 2.5 milliliters. If you really like vanilla, you can go up to a full teaspoon or 5 milliliters. You want to beat this in and then you're going to add in your flour mixture. Now, when it comes to dairy-free cookies, you really want to make sure you check your ingredients because some of the shortenings even put milk in it, especially if you look for the butter flavored ones. You have to be really careful when it comes to making dairy-free products. Look for things like whey because that is a dairy byproduct. Once you put in your flour mixture, you're going to beat it on low until it's a thick batter like this, and then we're going to fold it in our chocolate chips. You want 3/4 cup or 169.5 grams of chocolate chips, and you really need to look at the ingredients on the back of them. You can find dairy-free chocolate chips. They are more expensive. One easy way to find chocolate that doesn't have dairy in it is to go to the candy bar aisle and look at the individual ingredients on the back of that and then just chop it up into chunks if you can't find chocolate chips. Once you fold in your chocolate chips, you're going to put them onto a baking sheet 1 tablespoon at a time, 2 inches apart or 5 centimeters. I like to use a cookie scoop because it makes them more uniform and it's worth the money if you're going to make a lot of cookies. If not, just use an ordinary tablespoon and just try to keep them about as evenly as possible. Once you get them evenly spaced, you're going to bake these from 8 to 12 minutes, depending on how well done you like. If you like them on the chewy side, go to the 8-minute mark. You want to look for golden brown edges and slightly soft in the center. Once they're finished baking, let them sit on the cooling rack for 2 to 3 minutes before removing them, or they're going to stick to the pan and fall apart as you try to remove them. They should slide off easily like this. Let the cookies cool completely before you store them. You can eat them while they're still warm. They're absolutely delicious that way, but they actually get better with age. And this is what they look like. They're going to be slightly more crumbly without the butter, and they're also going to taste more chocolatey because the butter isn't masking the flavor of it. These are really delicious cookies if you have dairy restrictions. Just make sure you check those ingredients carefully. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Here are the ingredients if you want to follow along. Thank you for visiting us at jacksonsjob.com, and as always, happy baking.